Hi! On the Woodpecker today, I'm going to show you how I build this ladder shelf. Some of you may remember the wine glass rack I made for Alain. She was so pleased with it that she asked if I could build her a ladder shelf, with a large shelf for her computer. I start by building the jig, which will help me align the domino holes to prevent the shelves from pivoting. So, I cut a piece of plywood scrap about 10 inches square. Then I cut some other scrap for the side guides. I glue them to the plywood using a piece of 2x4 as a guide. I trace a line parallel to the side of the 2x4 to help me align the 10-degree fence. Then, I glue and nail a piece of wood at 10 degrees. Underneath the domino joiner, I mark the end of the domino, and I align it with the line trace a 1/4 of an inch from the side. Then I glue a small block to act as a domino stop, and I do the same thing for the other line. For the second side, I glue another piece of wood at 80 degrees. This angle wasn't perfect, so I fix it as best as I can with a chisel. To check the angles, I make domino holes on 2 pieces of wood with both angles and make sure everything is square. Now that the jig is ready, I can start working on the shelves. After making sure that all the edge grain is straight, I glue 2 panels of 4 boards together. Once the glue is dry, I plane both panels straight. Then I sand them smooth so I can cut all the shelves. When that's done, I cut the sides of the shelves. I mark rounded corners on each side. Then, I cut them and send them to the line. The pieces of the shelves are just screwed. I start by making pocket holes for the back of the sides. I screw the side from underneath the shelves. I don't know why, but some of the sides are not the same height, so I plane them flush. I also plane the end grain of some shelves flush to the sides. The 2 side supports need to be cut at 10 degrees. After, with the help of my plans, I mark the placement of the 4 shelves. Then I draw the 10-degree angle on the side. After checking that the angles are okay on both pieces, I use them to align the holes of the jig. I clamp this to the workbench and drill all the shelf support on both side supports. I put all the dominoes in one of the side supports to check if all the holes align. Then I check if the other set of holes from the other support fit. Now that everything is perfect, I can mark the placement of the other mating mortises on the shelves and drill them. After that, I assemble all the pieces just to see if everything fits. In the end, it will look a lot like this. I can see that the corners need to be rounded. So I trace a circle on all the shelf corners. Then I mark all the intersections of all the pieces. This will help me to round over the corners later on. Then I take it apart and round the corners. I cut the top of both side supports at 10 degrees. Then I drill the holes in the center of the support for the assembling screws. I extend all the lines I did earlier onto the adjacent faces. I can finally round over all the corners. I just have to be careful not to route between the lines. I also round over the round part of the sides. Then I reassemble all the shelves and make roundovers everywhere. But again, not between the lines. All the bottom of the shelves get their final sanding. Again, I remove the screws and sand the interior of the sides and the tops of the shelves. Then, I can do the final assembly of the shelves. Since it's warmer outside, I can go out and blow all the dust away. Now I just need to clean everything with alcohol and wipe on a coat of shellac. Alain wants to paint this herself, so it's a good idea to seal it with shellac. That way it won't end up like some of my pine door frames, which weren't sealed. And so, now all the nuts are sticking out. I assemble it all again. I drill holes in the shelves for the assembling screws. And screw them just to try it. Now I just need to take it apart one more time to bring it to Alain. Here's Alain new ladder shelves. Now she'll be able to fill them with her own treasures. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time for another episode of the Woodpecker.